I effing told them that they needed to post guys effing over here. I told them that effing Tuesday. I thought you guys were on the roof. I thought it was you. No, came the reply, with an explanation that no officers were on the roof. What the F? The officer said. Why were we not on the roof? Why weren't we? Are you kidding?
I think legitimately concerned about and upset about is the fact that pictures that Roe showed the Senate, the vantage point that local law enforcement have, are completely false. You'd have to be leaning outside the windows. They were actually concealed behind the windows, again, trying to pin the blame on local law enforcement. It was a failure of the Secret Service.
The Secret Service are not going to be happy about this new body camera footage or some of the statements that came from the local police that were on the body camera footage, saying things like, we warned the Secret Service, hello, why weren't they covering this building? Body camera footage obtained by the Journal, which we're going to watch, but I want to zoom in so we know what is happening, what we're looking for, because it happens relatively quickly. It's a body camera video. It's kind of madness. Obviously, they're responding to the scene of an assassination attempt and a murder. And so what we see here is one of the cops in this video says, I effing told them that they needed to post guys effing over here. I told them that effing Tuesday, said a Butler Township officer in audio captured on his body-worn camera. I talked to the Secret Service guys. They're like, yeah, no problem. We're gonna post guys over here. Shut up. I'm busy on my Sudoku game. The footage paints a more complete picture of the anger and frustration moments after Crooks was able to lob 8 shots. A spectator was killed, 2 others injured, Trump shot in the ear. Journal obtained the videos under a public records request. Police officer in one of the videos at one point refers to a suspicious individual who had been lost by the authorities. The unidentified officer referred to, quote, a gentleman with a flat face that we were looking for earlier. He was creeping people out. Yeah, they knew about him for 90 minutes. The officer's account, broadcast over radio, was captured by one of the body cameras. He was watching people out in the woods by the water tower. I'm not sure he is the gentleman down or not. About 10 minutes after the shooting, another officer arrived at the warehouse, said to a fellow officer, I thought you guys were on the roof. I thought it was you. No, came the reply, with an explanation that no officers were on the roof. What the F? The officer said. Why were we not on the roof? Why weren't we? Are you kidding? Federal law enforcement officials have said the Secret Service believed the snipers from Butler County were supposed to secure the roof. Remember, they came out and said, why didn't they look left? Ronald Rowe, with his stupid poster boards that cost $700 probably, government money, you know. He's like, we should get some poster boards. They dedicated more time to printing poster boards than they did to securing the roof, to blame the cops. So they blamed them. Why didn't they look left? Because that's your job, morons. They were supposed to look at the other area out the window covering the entry. Their line of sight, their range of view was very narrow. However, the local law enforcement official involved in the event planning previously said the tactical team's heads told the Secret Service during the walkthrough that its snipers would be inside the building on the second floor. Now, Butler's team didn't want the snipers on the roof because they would have been exposed to temperatures, is what they say, the official said, and the sloped roof would have obscured some of the snipers' vantage points. There we go again. Now, on the day of the rally, the Secret Service had limited interaction with the local cops. Yeah, they didn't show up for that meeting, including the emergency services unit. Butler Township on Thursday declined to release the name of the officers who wore these body cameras, citing a continued investigation. Secret Service didn't immediately respond at a press conference Friday. Acting Secret Service Ronald Rowe said, we should have had more of a presence at the building. Derp, yeah, you're kidding. And he was the one, allegedly, who was responsible for tapering down the resources provided to the Trump campaign. So he said this was a Secret Service failure. That roof line should have been covered. We should have had better eyes on that. Oh, so it's not the cops anymore who are responsible for this? In other words, they shouldn't have looked left. It wasn't just so simple as that. All right, so here is some of the body camera footage. This is clipped over here from John Greenwald Jr. for us over on X. He is sharing this, saying it was obtained via Fox News via records request of Butler's Township, and this is one set of body camera footage that we'll walk through today. A lot of the time, these body cameras, they don't have audio at the beginning because, in my opinion, the body camera companies and the cops don't want you to hear what's happening until they actually get engaged. So they have this fake buffer thing that they call. So then he falls off the roof. Now he's running out here. Now I think this might be after, right? They're all trying to get up there now. Now they're zooming out. We've seen the body camera or the cell phone camera from that guy, that other angle. This is before the shots go off. And Crooks obviously is right up there. They can't see him because he's on the other side. Maybe that is him right there. Or maybe that's the crest of the other building. Hard to see. We're moving around a lot. But the audio should come back on when he runs back over to the side of the building. So posting up. Don't know if shots have been fired already. There it goes. All right. So I'm guessing shots have already been fired at this point because they're all really now in reaction mode.
This close, bro. Dude, he turned around on me. He's straight up.
Okay, we have 2 civilians attending to him.
I don't know. Who's got eyes on him?
Back up.
Seriously, he was right where you picked me up, bro. He was on that left side.
It's ASAP. I mean, ASAP. Ladies and start in the stands, the four stands. I need an ambulance for the back where the horn.
Get them out of here! Get them out! Yo, Blasco. Yo, you about to hop up. He's laying down. He's on our next building over, right after the gap. He's got glasses.
All right, it looks
long hair.
like-
Need a ladder. She's gonna hole. Yo, Mike. I climbed the wall. He's got a book bag. He's got mag. AR laying down. He's got yeah, he's got. He's laying down, prone out, book bag next to him.
Give me a hard line.
Section's over here.
But watch out, because he can come right down on you over there.
Oh, this is gonna drop. Hold. Keep eyes on. Give me a ladder.
No, eyes up!
Four of the ambulance to the stands.
Keep eyes up. Eyes up.
This building, he was on top of this building, the left one. I jumped up.
Go by the yellow crane. This is a very serious.
Left side, the first
very
one.
serious.
That one, laying down. There's a gap in between you and there.
Can you get an ambulance to the VIP tent?
All right, so that guy's getting boosted right there.
Yo, Tess, you got me up once, bro. Yo, Tess, you got me up once. Get me up again. Ready? Ready? Yep.
All right, ready? Ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
All right, and that's about it. I mean, they run over to the body there, and that's it. So I did not hear specifically that little segment where they were saying that there was, a warning, but Roz Alerts apparently has clipped that for us. So let's zoom in on that one here and see what that sounds like. Here's Roz Alerts with that specific audio.
I f***ing told them they need to post the guys f***ing over here. I told them that the Secret Service. I told them that f***ing Tuesday. I told them to post f***ing guys over here.
All right, so that is what we heard from the Wall Street Journal was being reported, saying that specifically. I told them on Tuesday. Why the F? Why were we not on the roof? Why weren't we? So Wall Street Journal looks like the full video, and they're giving us a summary of it. I wonder if they'll release according to new videos that they obtained. Are they going to release those videos? Hopefully they do. So here is Ron Johnson's timeline. So let's just pause this and just compare and contrast this right now. Ron Johnson came out, if this is accurate, at 6:10:04 to 6:10:19 seconds. A rally goer records a video. In the person, someone says he's on the roof. At 6:08, a local law enforcement officer reports there's an individual on the roof. 6:08. At 6:11, according to media reports, that might be that right there. Crooks points his rifle at a local police officer who is boosted onto the roof. The officer subsequently drops from the roof to the ground. That might have been that. According to Acting Director Rowe, at 6:11, a member of the former president, see, the audio's dead, so we can't hear when the gunshots go off. So we can't place ourselves in this timeline exactly. And it's so annoying when the audio is a question. See, this is over from Axon, which is a body camera company. And they even tell you right here, they have this little buffer system, okay? Pre-event buffering. And I don't know if they were using Axon cameras there or not, but they specifically will say, when you turn the camera on, their little Axon, that the system is buffering. It's buffering mode because your cell phone is the only thing that can start capturing audio and video immediately. Their little system has to buffer for 30 seconds so cops can get their story straight before they do what they need to do. So when you activate the event mode, the buffered video, but not the audio, is captured. Because the system does not capture audio in buffering mode, the first 30 seconds of a recorded event video will be video only. Buffering mode then starts only after the body camera is turned on, then you get 30 seconds, then it starts recording audio. And so that was going on for a long time. I don't know if that was a buffering setting or what, but that was about 90 seconds of not having any audio. So Ron Johnson, the guy who put together that timeline and who's been doing a very good dig on this, was was out reporting. Here's what he said.
Whistleblowers are coming out of the woodwork, and Senator Ron Johnson's been pretty busy contacting them. And here he is. Senator, what have whistleblowers come forward and told you?
Well, we are getting literally gigabytes worth of information in terms of video downloads.
Good.
We have body cams. Unlike with you, local law enforcement is actually cooperating with us.
Good.
The feds are really doing nothing. It's been 2 weeks since Acting Director Rowe told senators in that hearing that we would be having access to Secret Service personnel for transcribed interviews in days, not weeks. We're hopeful that next week it'll happen. That's 2 weeks since he testified. But the bottom line is, I think what our investigation in the end will be is an investigation of the investigation. That's sad, but this is not the way you really handle a credible investigation. If you've got a crime, you've got multiple perpetrators, what law enforcement does is try and apprehend those people and then interview them separately. I mean, if we're really talking 4, 5, 6 weeks before Congress has an opportunity to interview the Secret Service personnel on the ground, does that give them time to get their stories straight? We've requested, by the way, the day after the incident, I wrote to Director Wray, Attorney General Garland, demanding, first of all, they preserve all the records.
No.
And asking a host of questions.
Already
and
deleted.
Requesting
Sorry.
all these interviews. I still haven't heard any response from that request at all. I'm part now of a bipartisan investigation of our committees and our subcommittee. We need Democrats to at least threaten to compel testimony because we're just not getting the information from the feds, which is, from my standpoint, not unusual. I've been trying to do oversight on federal agencies for years, and they've just refused to be accountable to the American
just
public.
Congress.
They are the law.
You're just
they
a
believe they're
senator.
above the law, and that's the way they're acting right now.
I'm so glad that the locals are cooperating with you, because if we can get those body cameras or any sort of radio communication or text messages, that could be really key. Had you heard anything about if the locals had fired any rounds at Crooks?
We haven't. That's one of the things that kind of surprised me. Acting Director Rowe didn't mention that last week. We were briefed by local law enforcement who made that claim. We've got a request in to interview that officer. That was a story written by the Washington Post, and nobody's really talking about it. It's really surprising. The other thing that I think local law enforcement is, I think, legitimately concerned about and upset about is the fact that pictures that Rowe showed the Senate, the vantage point that local law enforcement have, are completely false. You'd have to be leaning outside the windows. They were actually concealed behind the windows, again, trying to pin the blame on local law enforcement when it was a failure of the Secret Service.
Wow.
Yeah, it's disgusting. We watched it. We couldn't even believe it. That he would come out and just point their fingers at them so shamelessly. You know how much work it is to print out a poster board? You ever try that? Oh my gosh. You got to haul it into Congress. You bump one corner, the whole thing's ruined. It's a nightmare. He printed multiple of them just to blame the cops. It's like, hey, morons, if you could have just spent 1/3 of that time thinking about securing the roofs of the building, we wouldn't be here. So we're going to, of course, continue to cover this. Senator Ron Johnson is going to continue to dig in, and it's going to be fun. As more evidence comes up, we're going to be able to now insert new evidence into that timeline. So we'll be continuing to cover it. Thanks for subscribing as we do.